Hey there, it's Rochelle Fordyce. Welcome back. So today is day 28 of my 30-day challenge, and woohoo! Not much more to say about that. Everything's going well. I haven't missed any days on any aspects of my challenge so far, so that's good. The only thing with today is, ugh, I again TMI probably, but whatever. Often, not all the time, but often when it's the first day of my period, I am just so tired. Today, especially, I just needed so much extra sleep. Like, I got, I'm sure, pretty much 8 hours last night, if not even a little more. But I was just so tired today, and I had to, like, sleep for hours extra and still felt insanely drained and fatigued. And I didn't have any caffeine today because I know it's generally better not to have any when you're menstruating. Uh, so I just had watermelon, I had an ice cream smoothie, and I had a couple of brown rice cakes with some hummus and greens on them. And I'll probably have a salad for dinner, eating nice and light, mostly raw foods today. But anyway, since I've been feeling so tired today, like I didn't put on any makeup, it looks like I didn't get dressed. Actually, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing this thing, but I'm wearing a robe too, just because it's comfortable. You know, didn't have a shower, didn't wash my hair, just like whatever. But hey, at least I'm getting comfortable being, less made up or whatever on video. Just want to go to sleep. But anyway, I thought for today's video, since I just really want to do a quick one due to my current state of tiredness, I thought I would just share some random facts about me. Really random, like whatever pops in my head. So, random fact one would be I've never in my entire life plucked my eyebrows. Which, if you're a guy, I guess that's like, well, I've never plucked my eyebrows. But as far as I'm aware, I think most women who wear makeup and have the habit of plucking their eyebrows as well. But I never have, like, not even a single hair. And it's not something I'm proud of per se. It's just it's a fact. That's all. But I guess I just haven't really needed to. They're not like really bushy. I have pretty fine eyebrows. I think they look even slightly darker than they would if I had a shower because, like, the other day I normally put a little makeup on them to make them more defined. But otherwise, they're just really light and sparse, and yeah, I don't need to pluck them. I mean, I have a couple straight, like, hairs right here, but it's like, it's not a big deal. I don't know if I really want to start plucking them, to be honest. I mean, maybe if I was ever in some weird situation where it's like, oh, I'm going to be in a movie or on a TV show or something like that, then I might, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So, another weird random fact, I'll make this one related to personal hygiene as well. It's like, I don't shave my legs. And the thing is, if you saw my legs, you probably wouldn't believe me because they don't look hairy at all. I used to shave my legs when I was younger, when I was in high school. And then I remember my grandmother, this is my grandmother on my mother's side, she shared that she didn't shave her legs, or I can't remember if she ever started or if she just never shaved them or if she stopped at some point. But she said, if you just don't shave your legs, the hair's going to fall out. And I'm like, well, that sounds like some kind of weird old wives' tale, but I thought I'd give it a try anyway because why not? And especially in the winter in Canada, it's like virtually no one needs to shave their legs because they're always, it's cold out and we wear pants all the time. So I just decided to try that, and this was years and years and years ago. I can't even honestly remember the last time I shaved my legs. It's probably way more than 10 years ago, probably like 15 years ago or something ridiculous. Maybe even 20. I don't know. It's been that long. But anyway, yeah, maybe 20. Sounds about right. So anyway, yeah, it's true. I stopped shaving them, and um, I never had like really hairy legs in the first place, but um, the hairs that I did have just, they got longer, and then as they grew longer, they just kind of stopped growing, and then they would just fall out. And my legs aren't like completely hairless. I have a few really fine hairs here and there, but you could really only notice them if you're looking for them. You're not going to notice them from across the room. And I just feel really fortunate to not have to have the hassle of shaving my legs. So, what other random fact can I share? How about the first time I got drunk? I was a late bloomer per se, in the sense that I didn't really drink until, well, first of all, I want to, just in case people aren't aware, in Canada, for most of Canada anyway, the legal drinking age is 18. And when I turned 18, I did have a couple drinks, but I didn't get drunk. I mostly just wanted to have them because, hey, I was 18 and now I could. And I didn't really do any underage drinking at all. I was a pretty good law abiding kid, I guess. I don't know. Didn't do any drugs either, never. Did try marijuana when I was in Europe, but I can't. That's the only thing I've ever inhaled. Like, I have never smoked a cigarette. Like, I've never even inhaled a cigarette. Like, wait, not inhaled a cigarette. That sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. Like, I've never inhaled the smoke of a cigarette that's, lit. I'm rambly, but whatever. Back to the drinking thing. What else was I gonna say about that? So yeah, I had a couple drinks, few here and there, maybe when I turned 18, but I just never had a habit of going to the bar. Like, I was in a relationship with my boyfriend didn't drink, which was fine by me, and yeah, so when I did have a few drinks, it was just with family to celebrate my 18th birthday. And the first time I got tipsy, I don't even know if I'd say drunk, but I was, oh God, that was like 16 and a half years ago, going on 17 years ago. So I would have been, let me double check the math in my head, 22? I think it was 22 going on 23 before I got tipsy for the very first time. And the fun situation that was the semester at university had just wrapped up, and some of my colleague friends in theater, because I was enrolled in the theater program, we were going out for sushi and martinis, and I don't even know if I'd had a martini ever in my life at that point. And these are girly martinis; they weren't like the hardcore classic martinis, with like the olive and whatever. This was like, it was. I had a cosmopolitan, and I really liked it, and I had another one, and then I had another one, and I can't remember how many I had. I might have had 3, I think, maybe 4 at most. But I didn't get sick or anything. I wasn't, drunk. I just was like nice, happily tipsy and buzzed, and that's the first time that happened. And yeah, that was interesting. I enjoyed that. Um, any other random facts? I'm married. So, my random fact is Steve and I, well, have been married for not long. I'd have to bring up a calendar. I don't know if I could do that while I'm recording. Apparently, when I changed my screen, I did stop the recording. So I was going to look up on a calendar how long we've been married for, and it's been just over 12 weeks so far. Next week, in less than a week, we'll have been married for 3 whole months. So I guess we're newlyweds. But we've been in a relationship for quite a long time, more than 8 years. And yeah. So, I mean, we know each other really well. It's not like, we just met and got married a year later or something like that. So I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, so we were in a long distance relationship for essentially all that time because I'm Canadian and he's American, and I would normally visit Steve versus vice versa, although he would visit me in Canada too, but more often than not, I was the one coming down to the US to visit him because Steve has a house, whereas I did not have a house. I never had my own. Well, I was gonna say I've never had my own house, which is true, but I did have a mortgage at one point in my life when I was very young, actually. 20. I think we got it when I was 21, maybe 22, somewhere around that age, and didn't have it for long because I put down the like a $10,000 down payment on it from just savings from working. And because I didn't really drink when I was younger, I it was easy for me to save money pretty easily. And so I had a my boyfriend at the time. We were engaged when we took out the mortgage on the condo, and it wasn't a house style condo. It was like kind of like an apartment style condo, but it had a private entrance. So whatever you want to call that. But that was the only time I had a mortgage, and then when we split up, we sold it. So ever since then, I've just been living in apartments and sometimes living with parents because they had houses and they had extra room, and I was doing a lot of traveling anyway. So it's like I felt like it was kind of bizarre for me to put all this money in rent when I wasn't even going to be at my place if I'm traveling all the time, and whether it's visiting Europe or visiting Steve in the US or whatever. So that's why that was that. But yeah, so now that Steve and I are married, it's kind of nice to have a permanent home, again, where it's like it's our home now, which is kind of weird because I've always, for the longest time, thought of this place as Steve's place. Um, so I'm still getting used to the idea that it's our home. And I have a plan to convert the guest room into an office for myself. And I'd still like us to have a guest room, but I would take some like rearranging of some other stuff in one of the other rooms and make that into a guest room. And then the current guest room I want to be my office because it has way better lighting, and I love natural light. So those are the random facts about me for today. And I feel like I want a nap now, so I'll call it a wrap, and I'll see ya soon. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.